Hey everybody, this is race morning. It's a beautiful morning and we're going to bring you along for the journey. And I think it's going to be a great race that we're going to watch.
What are we doing?
Waiting for Mom to come out of transition.
All your stuff? Good.
See Polly in there?
I did. She said she didn't even see her baby this morning. Baby's still sleeping.
Wearing bib number 2, representing the USA, coming off a win at Ironman Lake, Mommy Jackie Harris. Wearing bib number 3, representing Spain.
She's right in the... She is.
You guys, today you get one.
Okay, so we're here with Jackie. Fan questions about Ironman Lake Placid.
Okay.
Maybe let's just start from the beginning and talk about your morning.
All right. Okay, Lake Placid for the YouTube. Well, I wasn't feeling my best, but I had optimistic feelings. I had goals for the Pro Series to try and do a good job. I lined up by Regan because I swam with her in cans, and we were on the wrong side. We were on the deep side of the water, and pretty quickly it was clear that the people on the left got out much faster than us, but she's very fast, and she took off, and I couldn't go with her. I felt like I had no power in my arms, and it was really depressing. And they went away. It wasn't too long before I took a couple breaths with Solveig, who I swam with in Hamburg, and I thought, all right, that's still good. But then I think she realized that we got dropped, and she took off. I closed the gap to her by midway on the first lap and came out with her and Sarah True at the end of the first lap. But then I got disconnected and honestly didn't have a very enjoyable second half of that swim. So came out, got out on the bike, and luckily I was with my friend Maya Stage Nielsen, and we got to ride together. It was pretty fun. I don't know if she was having fun, but we were chatting a little bit and out on the ride, and I was just focused on my nutrition, riding, and I didn't feel like we were doing too bad.
How do you guys communicate if you want to switch off or?
For switching off, you kind of just when you feel or see on your Garmin that the pace is dropping a little bit, it's kind of oh, okay, I should go take a turn. And at the beginning I felt terrible and she was leading the charge. I couldn't do anything. But then I think once I got some calories in, then I was okay, we want to keep the pace up. And so if you feel the pace dip a little bit, or if they pretty much if they slow down, then it's time for somebody else. So we were taking turns, and it was good, and we were catching people, which is positive.
Were you getting feedback about the gaps and stuff? Because in this race, it was just what they were saying a lot in the commentary is just a lot bigger of a gap than they expected.
Oh, really? I haven't watched any of the race itself, but when you're out there, there's absolutely no information whatsoever. So
It's probably good.
It's probably good. Mm-hmm. I had no idea, except that I saw our split halfway was almost a 2:30, and I knew I had ridden around 5 hours last year, so I thought that's fine. If we're gonna ride around 5 hours, that's not a terrible time. So that's all I had to compare it to. I had no clue what anyone else is doing. I figured they were riding, at least some of them probably riding faster, but there was nothing else I could do about that.
What did you think about the penalty that was given for the leader? I forget her name.
Lisa Pertier.
Did you hear about that, and what was the talk about that later? Because it was about involvement getting caught, they kept saying in the men's race, but what did that mean? Was she, did she just come up on them and didn't go around fast enough, or did you hear details about it?
So the Lisa Pertier penalty, and I guess the whole issue with male pros and male age groupers, but mostly male pros, even back by us, which we were 10 plus minutes behind the leaders, we were passing male pros on the bike ride, and all I can think in my head is I'm a 40-year-old mom passing a guy who's supposed to be a pro triathlete, which is messed up. So they were an issue for us, and I think with Lisa, she was probably around these pros, and she was probably catching them and passing them, and they were probably hanging out around her, and maybe they repassed her. There was one that passed me, and then we repassed him, and then he passed again, and I said, look, dude, no. Like, we've already passed you twice. You need to get out of here, and I never want to see you by us again. So it's uncomfortable when you have to tell them, like, get away from us, but really, they're affecting our race, and for us to have to like plan, okay, I got to do an extra effort to plan this person that is so, to pass them, that's so annoying. Yeah. So I think that's probably what she was dealing with, and she was just probably, what I imagine, and what I did a couple times, is you just want to ride your ride and almost pretend like that person doesn't exist, because you don't want to do an extra blip of power to get around somebody that has nothing to do with your race. So she was probably just riding her ride. This dude was there and needed to have some like realization about the situation and just yield to these ladies, but he didn't. And so I feel bad for her that she got that penalty. That's so dumb.
Yeah, the end result, she was like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
She was 3 minutes, 20 seconds from the win. I
And
don't know if that would have...
The fact that she got it and then was able to ride back up is crazy to me.
Yeah.
So she did that. We don't have too long to record this because we got to pick up our children, but we'll get on to the run. I got off the bike and my back was completely locked up. I had no cameras on me because I was so far behind, which I'm glad about because I could barely walk.
I was disappointed not to see you on the coverage.
Yeah.
I didn't watch every second, but it's like they should still go back and like cover
See
the people
people.
that, all the people that are contenders for the Pro Series, and that, you know, you were second last year. Like, I wanted to see you. Maybe it's just not possible because of the cameras and stuff like that.
They usually only cover the front people, and there's some type of peace in that for me, actually. I enjoy that when there's not a camera by me. But I got off the bike and I was super locked up, and so I had to walk a little, but sometimes that resets when I sit down and get my shoes on. So I did that, and I started running, and it was pretty locked up for a bit, and I came out with Laura Jansen, and she's a young, very talented triathlete, and I was running with her, and she's quite spry on her feet, and I looked at my watch, beeped at 1 mile, and it was like 6:15. I'm like, nah, this is not a good idea. So I tried to like reel it into like an appropriate marathon pace, and after about 3-4 miles, my back kind of opened up and I felt fine, and I was running with a random guy, one of the lead age group guys, I think, and I asked him if he wanted to run with me for a little bit, because on that long out and back in Lake Placid, it's actually really lonely and quiet. There's not a lot of people. So I had him, and I was focusing on nutrition, but I could just feel like my body was just off. So I just did the best I could, taking in nutrition, and I just was I don't know. I could just tell I wasn't breaking any records, and I was just needing to like get myself to the finish line. So that's pretty much it.
So what's next for you?
Yes. So next I just randomly signed up for a bunch of 70.3s today because I feel like I have so much volume in this body. I am an endurance machine, and I feel freaking slow. So I need to crank some speed, get some 70.3 action, and there's a handful of good pro US 70.3s and a few I haven't done before. So
not part of the Pro Series, but just
not even part of the Pro Series, just pro races that might be just fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be racing many more years. So I think part of it is just the experience for me right now.
Are they going to be family trips, or you're not decided yet?
I believe they will be solo trips.
Okay.
Lake Placid was fun, but a 15-hour car ride, we need some solo time. Yeah.
That's good.
That's it. Yep. Thanks for following. And I will keep you guys updated on training and how everything's going.
Oh, come on. It's on camera right now. Hunter unbuckled, and it's so weird, right? So excited to get home and relax with the cat and the dog. Yep. Let's think of some questions about the car ride. We're almost home. Woot woot. Woo. 4 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go.
I think Hunter's excited. And our driver's excited.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey guys, we are almost home, and I'm so excited because it actually felt like a year driving. So I think everybody's excited that we are almost home, and I think our pets are and our bodies are, because it feels so hard to lay down and try to take a nap in the car because you're so crammed in. We're excited.
What were some of your favorite parts of the trip?
Our favorite parts was, so we went to a little pond or river, and Copper's Pond, and it was fun because it was a half-mile hike, and then there was a big jumping rock that you could 15-foot jumping rock, and it was fun to jump off into the water. It's so fun. And then there was a floating log in the middle, and we swam out to that and there's a sticking up part, and there's a sticking up part, and the other part was in the water, and some people would sit on the part that was in the water, and some people would sit on the part that was sticking out of the water. Stop it.
Hi everybody, we have 8 minutes to go until we get home finally in what feels like a month, but it's only been a week.
Yep. We are almost home. That we just went past the playground that that me and Hunter played soccer and rugby at.